Do you want to find out how Prince George's County government is developing the next generation of leaders and helping our youth find amazing jobs? Stay tuned to learn more about our county's groundbreaking Youth at Work Summer Youth Enrichment Program. Hello and welcome to the Career and College Matters show, where we talk about important topics surrounding today's career and college concerns. Our goal is to inform, empower, and inspire you, our viewing audience, with information that will help you to discover and achieve true academic and career success. I'm your host, Dr. Mildred Charles, and today I am so honored to have the one and only Miss Valerie Farrar in our studio today. Ms. Farrar has been employed with Prince George's County government for the past 30 years. She has served in the Department of Social Services, the Department of Family Services, the County Council, and now with the Office of Human Resources Management, where she serves as the Human Resources Manager for the Recruitment, Examination, and Classification Division. Ms. Farrar oversees the county's Summer Youth Enrichment Program and is here to tell us about this amazing program and how it's preparing our youth to succeed in today's competitive workforce. Thank you, Ms. Farrar, for being here. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So tell us, what do you do in your department?
Well, the Office of Human Resources Management is responsible for providing human resources, expertise, and services to our county departments and agencies. We provide talent acquisition services, employee relations, background checks, prepare our employees for retirement, provide health and wellness and benefit services, and a lot more. So that's what we do.
So basically your division handles all of the human resources.
My division is mostly responsible for the talent acquisition, the recruitment. So we bring in all of the employment, screen all of the employment applications that come in for all of the county agencies that are hiring. And we ensure that we bring in the best and brightest talent into the county.
Which is awesome, and I understand that in your division you are responsible for the Youth at Work program. Tell us a little bit about this program.
Yes, the Youth at Work program came to the Office of Human Resources Management in 2012 under the former county executive. Although the county has always had a summer program for kids, or young people I should say, the program in 2012 came to us to oversee. At the beginning, we started with only hiring about 400 young people in the county.
Wow.
And by the time 2018 came, we were at 3,000 young people.
Wow.
Yes.
So you started at 400 in 2012.
Yes.
And so with this program, what kind of work do young people, are they basically engaged in?
Well, fortunately, with the business partners and the support of the community, we have a lot of different or various different types of work experiences. Young people could come and work in the amusement park with Six Flags theme parks because they're one of our premier sponsors, in healthcare, IT, engineering aid, so for those that are interested in becoming engineers, agriculture and farming, summer camps.
Wow.
We have so many opportunities: lifeguards, clerical support, trades, auto mechanic services.
So you have it sounds like it's you have a lot of different opportunities for young people.
We have so many opportunities. It's amazing what the young people can participate in this program.
That's awesome. So who are some of the strategic partners involved?
Right. This program would not be successful without our partners. We have, like I mentioned, Six Flags America, who is the largest youth employer, not only in the county, but in the state.
Okay.
Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, our Prince George's County Public Schools and Prince George's Community College, MGM, Kaiser, Pepco, are just to name a few.
Okay, all right. And you mentioned that you had about 3,000, but I understand that there have been some changes. We actually have a video that I'd like to share with our viewing audience where we have our county executive making this important announcement about this year's Youth at Work program.
Without the vision of our county executive, Angela Alston-Brooks, the level of commitment and the energy you have and the desire to serve the residents of Prince George's County is amazing. You are the right person at the right time for us. County Executive Alston-Brooks.
So I am just so grateful that all of you have come out this morning. This is the most important thing happening in Prince George's County this morning. Just to be clear about it, there is nothing more important than the investments that we make in our young people. And so I want to thank them for their testimonials this morning. We started this work together a few years ago, the process of really investing in our summer youth enrichment program. I believe we can do more. I believe we can shoot higher, and the county executive, the county council at the time, all agreed that we went from 400 to 3,000 in this program last year. But I have to tell you, we're up in the ante again this year, because you know what? I believe, and I believe by your presence this morning that you believe as well, that we can shoot even higher than that, and that our children deserve our very best, that we can continue to invest in these kids. And so we are doing something that is aggressive and may even be stone crazy to say on the first 30 to 60 days in office, being able to say, you know what, we're not just going to employ 3,000, we're going to stretch. This year we're going to 6,000.
All right, that's amazing. From 3,000 youth to 6,000.
Yes.
That's incredible. So with 6,000 youth, are you saying that there's going to be actual jobs for all of these applicants?
That's exactly what we're saying.
Wow.
Our partners, our business community, our nonprofit organizations, faith-based organizations, and the county government have really stepped up to ensure that we meet that goal.
Wow, 6,000. So, if that is the case, how many applications did you receive for this year?
This year was a record-breaking year. We received over 10,000 applications from youth who are looking for employment this summer.
Gosh. So that shows that there's a need, because if you had 10,000 and there's only 6,000 slots, so what happens to the other applicants that were not? Where you're not going to be able to place them? Do they just?
Well, we're going to either refer them to one of our partners who employ Prince George's. We will work with Six Flags and other businesses that have positions and still see if we could get them into those slots. Sometimes businesses will join after the placement process. And so we always let our young people know, although you're not employed right now with the Summer Youth and Program, there's still an opportunity. So if a position becomes available, even after the program, we will make that referral.
Okay, so there's still
There's still hope.
There's still hope.
Yes.
Okay, so with the 6,000 that are coming in, I guess the question is, why is the county so committed to helping our young people develop in, when it comes to the career skills?
Yes, well, as you saw in the video with Ms. Alston-Brooks, she was committed to our young people even before she became the state's attorney. She was an integral part in expanding the summer youth program in the previous administration. But we need to ensure that our next generation of leaders have opportunities to take over the positions that we are going to be leaving.
Yes.
And to also be able to develop and create new opportunities where we don't even see them coming yet. So our young people are key, and we want to make sure that they are trained properly, have the skill set needed, the soft skills as well as the job training. We realize everyone's not going to college, and that's okay, but we want to be able to have opportunities and have them ready to work when they are ready. So right out of high school, right out of college, wherever they are in their path, we want to have opportunities for them.
And that you said something that's very important about the young people who may not be ready for college immediately after high school. Because it seems like that population, we talk a lot about career readiness,
Right.
but it's really college readiness that we're promoting, the one path, you know, that everyone goes to after high school. I think the statistics say 70% of young people actually enroll in college immediately after graduating high school. So do you think that this program is preparing those who may not be sure about what they want to do to kind of be able to secure jobs that would lead to real good careers?
Well, this program is a 6-week program, so it doesn't provide extensive employment opportunities, but what it does is it provides an opportunity for young people to get exposed to different career fields. So we encourage young people to try something that they may not necessarily be interested in on the front end, specifically something like our agriculture and farming. It's, you know, if you notice, young people today, they don't play outside like they used to. But once we see our young people participate in those programs, those are things that instill a whole different set of values, hard work, and not hard work where it's work that no one wants to do type hard work, but they're just out there and they're engaged and they are learning a new skill, learning that there's more to the world of work than what they perceived that they would have been in the, you know, from their school or what they've seen on television or wherever however they're exposed.
That's interesting, and you mentioned agriculture. Is agriculture in the state of Maryland a in-demand career, or is this just something you want to expose our young people?
Well, Prince George's County does have its rural tier.
That is true.
And so we have a couple of partners, Accokeek Foundation in Accokeek. We have Echo City Farms in the Bladensburg area that are very much into growing food, organic food, raise the farms there, show you how to care for animals, show you how your food comes from the source to your plate, and it's not the grocery store. So they get exposed to that whole farm to table experience. And they end up cooking and understanding why it's important, you know, why nutrition is important, and how that field is touches everyone, because we all eat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the great part about it is they actually get paid. So this is not just an internship, like, you know,
definitely.
volunteer or anything like that. So that actually is a plus. And as we get ready to go to our commercial break, I'd like to talk, you know, when we return, about the different, you know, the eligibility requirements, you know, how much they actually get paid, and all of that. So stay with us and for more. Don't miss the 411. We'll be right back.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but the teachers, the counselors, they help you. One of the teachers was Miss Araceli. Miss Araceli, she gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll come over and she'll sit there with you until you get it.
Thank you, Ms. Araceli. I know you make a difference in people's lives because of the person and teacher you are. I wanted to be here because I wanted to thank you for helping me get a beautiful gift.
50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work. Getting your high school diploma, it is a life-changing experience. It really is.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to the Career and College Matters show, where we talk about important topics surrounding today's career and college concerns. Joining me in the studio today is Ms. Valerie Farrar to talk about the Youth at Work Summer Youth Enrichment Program. Again, thank you for being here with us. So now in this segment, I just want to talk more specifically about some, we talked about the notable changes from 3,000 to 6,000. I want to talk more about the age requirements and eligibility requirements. So tell us a little bit about, how old do the participants or applicants need to be to apply for this program?
Sure. Our eligibility requirements are that you just need to be a resident of Prince George's County and be between the ages of 14 and 22 by July 1.
Okay.
Yes.
14
We do
22.
provide a placement preference for young people who participate in a county recognized job training program as well.
Okay, so from 14 to 22, be a Prince George's County resident.
Yes.
So if that's the case, how many, do they need a work permit if that's the case, if they're, 14 years old? And
Right. Young people between the ages of 14 and 17 will need a work permit, but they don't need a work permit until they're offered a position.
Okay.
Right.
That's
So once we offer them a position, then we will provide them instructions on obtaining a work permit. Youth 18 to 22 are not required to have a work permit.
Okay, so they have to basically wait till they get.
Yes.
So then if they're 14, how many hours can they actually work?
Yes. The way we allocated the hours for our youth this year, because we have to hire so many young people
Yes.
and be mindful of our budget, is that our young people 14 to 15 are going to be eligible to work 24 hours a week.
Okay,
Our
that's not bad.
16 to 17 can work 32 hours a week,
Okay.
and our 18 to 22 are eligible to work 40 hours a week.
Oh wow! So
Yes.
that's good. It'll keep them busy. They'll be able to earn some money, and as you mentioned, get those skills that they need.
Yes.
So you mentioned earlier about some of the different types of pathways that were available. Do they have to do training for this?
They don't have to, but we do highly recommend it, and we offer training. We offer free job readiness training to young people between ages of 14 to 22. Our 14-year-olds are actually going to receive training when they're at their work site. Our 15 to 19-year-olds had the opportunity to participate in job training over the winter breaks, and our 19 to 22-year-olds, I hope I said that correctly, are offered training now. So we've opened up additional training to ensure that we can accommodate as many young people as we hire.
Wow, that's interesting. So then can you tell us about the training, like where does it take place and how many weeks is that?
Right. So our training happened over a few phases. It started with Prince George's Community College, and they've been a wonderful partner of ours for the past 4 years. They offer training to our young people in the winter months at 6 local high schools. We're in 2 schools in the southern area, 2 in the central, and 2 in the northern parts of the county.
Okay.
So we want to make it accessible for the young people to get there, and they're being held on Saturdays. That training has actually ended, but we've expanded the training so that we can accommodate more young people.
That's
And so the
amazing.
college has picked up another 2,000 young people to train. We have a partnership with the Training Source and one with a company called Forward Movement to provide training for our young people.
Okay, so then so what are some of the topics that they learn when they're doing the training?
Right. So typical job training can be resume writing and interviewing skills,
Okay,
how to
good.
dress. However, we wanted to ensure that that's not the only thing that they needed to focus on. So we have a curriculum that we used from an author called Eric Chester. It's called I can't think of the name of it, but it talks about the 7 A's. And it's talk about ambition, attitude, attendance, appearance, and those types of things. So they come ready, know how to work with a team, know how
Yes.
to interact with a supervisor,
That's
know how
good.
to come looking the part.
Professionals.
Whether they're working in an office or they're working on the side of the road, they still come looking a certain way for work. Knowing that to be respectful, know how to take direction, and know how to support one another in a work environment. So those are other things that we try to teach our young people.
And these are important skills for we as adults to be able to practice. So I'm glad I'm glad to know that we're allowing young people to get a head start when it comes to the world of work. What the studies are showing is that young people who are actually getting degrees, earning degrees and going into the workforce are lacking those soft skills to be able to keep those jobs. You know, and I'm just you know, curious as to why do you think that's the case?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I think technology has a lot to do with it. As you can see, most people's faces are in their telephone instead of actually communicating. So we're working with our young people. They put their phones away.
Oh, that's,
when they're at
that's
work.
impressive.
Now, that's hard for adults to do,
Yes.
right? But we want them to put their phones away. They can bring them, but put them away. And if you need to communicate with somebody, get up and walk to their desk or have a conversation. And so that's an important skill, is being able to communicate.
Yes.
And that is, unfortunately, a skill that seems to be dying.
It is, especially for young people, but I'm glad to know that you guys are working on that. And then what about punctuality? And
Oh, yes, definitely. Attendance, that's one of the 7 A's that there's focus on. Coming to work on time, and not just on time, come early and be ready so when it's time to start working, you're not just walking in the door. So,
okay. And do you mind me asking about critical skills and analytical skills? Do you guys offer training for that as well?
Not as much, but mostly we want to just focus on those that are necessary for the 6 weeks while they're in the workplace. And as they're at work, we try to develop additional skills. But communication, punctuality, your attitude, and that's not having an attitude, but having an attitude.
Yeah, or having a positive attitude.
A positive
because they
attitude,
say,
right. So all of those things are what we try to focus on with these young people during that time period.
That's awesome. So what are the employers saying, and you know, where are you getting these employers from? I know you mentioned Six Flags, but what are the employers saying about the applicants and the participants?
Okay, years ago, before job training, it was very hard to attract employers to take young people because they saw it as that they had to babysit, unfortunately. And so when we looked at our program, we changed the Summer Youth Employment Program to the Summer Youth Enrichment Program. And that's when we added the job training component. And since we've offered job training, our employers sing our praises. They are so pleased with the young people that are reporting to their work site. They can see that they have received job training prior to coming. We do not have the same level of anxiety from our employers. And in fact, we have more employers who are now reaching out to us who want youth who come from our program.
That shows that that the program is successful and it's working.
Yes.
And speaking about success, do you know of maybe 1 or 2 young people that you can share a success story about who have actually entered the program and are doing pretty well?
Without giving names,
Absolutely.
but with one of our employers, Pepco, one of the success stories is that they take on 25 young people, and they have a wonderful program there at Pepco. And they use our program the young people to be part of their pipeline into permanent employment.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so the first year with our partnership with Pepco, 2 of our young people went to school on the Eastern Shore. One attended Salisbury State University, and one is at University of Maryland Eastern Shore. But because of the work that they did through their summer program, they offered them employment on the Eastern Shore. So while they were in school, they continued to work.
That's wonderful.
Right, because they could see those young people becoming a part of their team. That's one. Good. We have 2 other, I could just speak of, just say in Prince George's County government, we have one young man who went through the program, and now he's employed in our Department of Permitting and Inspections and Enforcement Division.
Wow.
He's an inspector for construction projects. So it's
works.
exciting to see him, just out, if I run into him, I could just say, oh, he came through our program. We have another one who works in the Office of Central Services. He's a trades helper. So he, you know, he did not go to school after college, but he was able to obtain employment. And so we do have the one that works as an inspector did go to school, one didn't, but there's opportunities for either. So we were so happy, and we are pleased with our program.
That is wonderful. I'm so happy to hear about all of that. And so for the parents who actually were not able to sign their child up for this year, what is the step for them to prepare? What do they need to do to prepare for next year's?
We're going to be expanding our program again next year.
Wow,
yes.
already.
So the county executive has already put us on notice that she wants it to be even bigger next year.
Did she give you any hints as to how many
She did, but I'm not.
Oh, well, we have to wait for another announcement.
Wait for another announcement. But in the meantime, we are going to start promoting our program again in November.
Okay.
We're probably going to change the application period to an earlier date so that we can extend it for a little longer, so that we have opportunity to accept more applications. And if the young person is in school, they should see information come out through at least the Prince George's County public school system, as well as the private schools. We are in those areas. We're just starting to get more visible on our social media platforms, but
which will reach the young people directly.
Yes. So we're on Facebook, which we know reaches the parents, but we're also on Twitter and Instagram as well.
Oh, there you go. Bring the social media in. That's wonderful. So if that is the case, how do parents contact you? I mean, like, where do they go to get information?
Sure. We have 3 ways that we can be contacted. You can reach us by phone. Which is the old-fashioned way, by calling us at 301-883-6200, or you can reach us by email, which is syep@co.pg.md.us, or the internet at syep@mypgc.us.
That's wonderful, and we'll have all that information for the viewing audience, so that's not a problem. Well, that's our show for today. We want to thank you, Ms. Farrar, for coming and just sharing this wonderful information about the Youth at Work program. We hope that you found the information useful and valuable. Tune in next week to hear from our special guest, who's going to talk about the different pathways that they can follow after high school. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to do what you love and love what you do. Bye for now.